simulator, but we are also a roleplay server, I believe. But anyway, regardless, we have departments such as the fire department, which provided, let's say there's an emergency and an aircraft lands,
Hello?
they are dispatched.
Continue. Squirrel. Okay.
For me, there's a problem with ground crew. I'm not able to spawn vehicles on the tarmac, or else I blow up.
Yeah, effectively, I think that the police or FBI could be useful in situations like that when roleplay is necessary.
Yeah,
Things like fire department, there can also be police.
PTS, I agree. But the first thing is that we need to sort out is how to incorporate roleplay and flight simulator in one server, because let's say max people is 64. That will actually work and not like fuck everything, and that will work without any lag and stuff. So let's say 64 people, and we need to split that up in like 10 different departments or something if we're talking about Homeland Security and Coast Guard and everything like that, plus roleplay as civilians, plus airline, plus ATC, and plus all that stuff.
Yeah.
We just need to figure out first how to do that, and if it's gonna work. Not wouldn't be negative or stuff, but it's just gonna be not easy to incorporate everything.
Right.
Yeah. So
is that we definitely shouldn't spread the player base that we do have right now too thin, because when we're averaging around 10-ish players, we can't have so many departments and not having that many pilots.
And that goes back to what I said. Why try to make more departments right now when we don't even have one fully running?
Yeah, we don't have the players.
Can I say something real quick? What's Jay's view on this right now? Because I want to hear what he's thinking about. Let him have a quick go at speaking.
Yeah, Jay in text meeting text chat, just write what you want.
Just go in meeting text chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So pretty much one of the things I'm working on is rewriting everything in the server. So everything that would interfere with any kind of roleplay, that pretty much is going to be removed from the new rewrite. So once that's done, I'll be working on getting all the other typical things that you'd need.
Oh, not only that, Jay, remember I sent you the script that the police can also pull over AIs as well. So that's a new thing.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, is already in the server.
No, but some of those scripts can like screw up the server like really bad.
What?
If you have Ghost
some of them
doing
scripts
the script, no.
are like really bad.
Who?
Yeah, but if you have Ghost and Jay working on the script, then definitely it's not gonna be bad.
And more than just that, like the difference is that whether or not the script works, it can always be taken out if there's some issue, but we'll never know unless we test it. Because like if we don't test it with a lot of people in the server, we won't know the bugs, or we won't know the issues that go on with it. And so yeah, I mean, I would say it's worth a shot, but in the end, it's up to whatever will keep us running, keep us moving, because we don't want something that's going to be a hurdle. You know what I mean? We don't want something to cut us off.
Yeah, we don't want anything
For the most part, I can pretty much rewrite everything from scratch if there's some sort of bug in it. So that wouldn't really be too much of an issue.
Okay, cool.
Right. So in terms of police, that's the plan for the police. That's why we need one department up right now, and right now that's LSPD. I would say we'll look at getting the other one started up after LSPD's up and running. So we have the script that do all of their police stuff without having to have actual players. Because if you want to decide you want to go and role play as a police right now, and there's nobody online for you to role play with, that should not stop you from going and role playing as a police. And that's the reason for that script. You can, if it alters AI's characteristics to basically do quote unquote illegal stuff to cause you to pull them over. Okay, and it actually allows you to pull them over and give them tickets or arrest them. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Adding on from that. Yeah, I think things like that is what we should focus on quite a bit for now because it also help tremendously growing an active player base. Which having a big player base is one thing, but having one where there's many players online will really help the community grow.
Right. So as I said, that's the plan for police. The plan for the fire department. We're looking at getting the fire department up and running. There's a fire script being developed. Jay and I are working on that, so that not only would a whitelisted player, meaning member one and up, be able to start a fire, but ambient fires will start if a fire department member is online. Okay. So if a member of the fire department is online, they will get a call for a fire wherever it could be a random fire that gives them activities to do while they're on duty. So again, I'm looking at things that do not require other players necessarily to be online for you guys to do, so that you guys can feel free to fly when you want, but also go and role play when you want.
Can I just say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I was speaking to Jay. You know how he asked like for airport logos and stuff. I've made 2, and he said you could have a vote between them. So I don't know if like I can post them for the or how that would work.
I don't know. He would deal with that when he's able. So next, in the meeting yesterday, we were discussing the Army Navy stuff, and we, as Toby rightfully said, we have put in some stuff for those guys. So they now have 2 working aircraft carriers and 2 working destroyers.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, so they can now drive them all over the ocean on the map. The both destroyers have heli landing pads. I have to fix one of the destroyers. It is sinking when you land the heli on it. The other one is fine. It's just a bit slow. So one destroyer is very fast. I think some of you guys know it is the SS Nathan James. Another one is a Soviet destroyer, and then the carrier is a larger version to the stationary carrier that we have, and then the last carrier is just a straight runway carrier. But that also has a glitch that I have to work out.
Alright, we'll talk about that later. I'll talk to you about this stuff later, just to organize a few things. I just joined. I don't know what I missed, so.
You missed everything.
You missed everything. Everything. Oh my god.
Sounds great.
Kronk, you fucked up.
Yeah.
I think one thing while I'm here that we could add is also try and get the virtual airlines up and running. That will also, again, help encourage more players. And given that we do have FAA and a head of FAA, a perfectly fine department, we could start introducing an economy within virtual airlines, such as buying aircraft, flight logs, etc.
Hey, I have a quick question or an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember you saying with the fire departments that they can role plan. What about for the Air Force? If you added random times where you'd have like a virtual airline get hijacked, that might be interesting.
We can work on something to do better than that, because the hijacking thing isn't really an ideal situation. But we can put in a ambient script where you have aircrafts in a no-fly zone, and you have to either get them out or shoot them
down. I like to propose
I like that idea. Just blow them the fuck up.
Big boy talking now. Right.
Yeah.
So I'd like to propose, because I've been trying to start this up again, the IFM. Guess what? I'm going to promote. Watch this. IFM, International Federation of Motorsport. I started it up. I had 32 racers, only 2 showed up. But that's okay, because they all failed on me. Anyway, what it is I already talked to Jay about it. It's like Okay, so everybody knows what the FIA is in real life, right? Or just like in general, motorsport, right?
Yes.
Yep. Right. Anyway, so basically, what I set up was a sort of like a department for motorsports. So we'll set up occasional, maybe twice a month. For example, there'll be sponsorships. So the winner will get a prize. The winner of the race will get a prize. You'd have to enter to race. Anybody can race. There's no restrictions. Just as long as you follow the rules that will be set up throughout each race. Each race will have their own rule sets, right? Yeah, we'll probably have VA sponsors. Yeah, that's the plan. So last time we had a sponsor. I had a sponsorship with Air France, right? And I don't think we'll go through this route again because it's very complicated and very expensive. As in, what I did is I created a contract for sponsorship with the owner of the VA, and I'm not going to do this, but what happened was the winner would get in a real life model version of an aircraft. For example, the Air France A380, right? It was like a 236, but that's expensive. I don't think any of the new VA owners want to do that, right? Anyway, so what will happen is that we'll have VA sponsorships, and we'll have, I don't know, promotions, or if we ever do get into the economy standard, where there will be, for example, a way to gain money personally in the RP sense. There will be a cash prize, right? There could be a car prize if we're going to go through that route where you have to buy a car with dealerships or whatever. The point is, it's just like a department where you're okay. I missed push to talk. That's great. Yeah, it has to be fair. Yeah, fair racing, no dirty racing. What else? It's just you just follow the regulations. It's just basically another department for racing, but with cars because cars are cool, right? So we're gonna do that.
Why not every vehicle, boat, car?
We are a flight simulator, so like aircraft.
No megalol.
Ouch.
Wow. Technically, we're a flight simulator and RP, and there's ground stuff. So now that the IFM now that we're in FSRP, the RP portion, we could have the IFM on the ground with cars, because cars are cool and they go fast.
Yeah.
Oh well, then okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember who had the idea, but somebody had the idea of like a triathlon or something like that.
That was baller.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. It was, I think that was a good suggestion too. So, like he said, like Baller said, you could have a bunch of different kinds of vehicles as an event. You know what I mean? And or not just vehicles. It could be running, bikes, boats, all sorts of stuff. Like he said, which could contribute to a cool event. So, I mean, I like the idea
You could
of the IFM.
biathlon then as well with shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Depends.
The fire department. What's happening with that?
Well, I'm just gonna give it since it's topic as well. The thing is about fire department, I'm chief because the old chief, I don't remember who it was. He said he had a lot to do with the school and stuff, and I had the best application, whatever, blah blah blah. He gave me fire chief and told me I was responsible now.
Stop flexing, get on with it.
Yep. I'm on my way. So the thing is, I'm in highway patrol now, so I'm looking for a new fire chief. And I posted in fire chat. I don't know if everyone can see that.
No.
You can't.
Well then, anyways, you can DM me a reason and a valid reason and like a small paragraph or small text why you're fit to be fire chief. I only got one text so far, and that was just not enough for a competition to really be held. Everyone just write a text why you're fit for fire chief, and then that person will be the head of fire and continue with the fire stuff. I'll still stay in the department and stuff and help out, but I just don't want to be part of to head of departments. So feel free to DM me.
Right.
Oh man.
I'm gonna talk again because I'm special, aren't I?
Oh yeah, special.
I'm very special. So, for this topic, straying away from the ground, we're gonna go with planes. Oh, actually, no, like the Navy technically is boats. Anyway, the USJF, the Joint Forces, right? I'm gonna talk about that because I own that. Yeah, I'm special. So,
special boy.
I need to clarify a few things because there's been a lot of confusion and a lot of controversy or whatever. So the application, right? When you're applying, I don't want you to say, "I want to join Air Force because I like fighter jet." Okay, I've gotten that so many times, and it's just that's not why you're gonna get. You don't join the Air Force because you like fighter jet. Okay, so I just need to clarify a few things. When you apply, please apply with full detail. Detail is what I'm looking for. I need the experience you have, the overall intentions that you're looking for, right? I need to know your skills and capabilities. I need to know what's another thing. I need to know. You need to tell me about yourself as like a person, right? Because I don't know any of you. I mean, I know a bunch of you. I know a bunch of you. Tell me your life story. Tell me how old's your mother? What's her? Never mind. What's her number? What's social security number? I'll take your.
We don't do social security numbers in the UK.
Maiden name.
Yeah, maiden name. What's it?
Pet name.
What was the street you grew up on? Anyway.
Also my bank details. I'll send them over.
Oh yeah. Yep. Send me your visa.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, I'd like to stray off because I'm a special boy. Right. So, granted, a lot of you know me, but I don't know a lot of you. And so when you apply, please explain yourself as a person. But don't give me your life story because I don't have time for that.
Can I add something onto that?
Yeah.
So, I've been specifically not gonna name getting troll applications, and it's not good. I mean, it's just a waste of your time and my time.
Yeah.
And the next person that does that, we'll find out. Trust me, we'll find out who did it, specifically who did it, and we'll fucking do anything.
Daryl gave me his visa. Thanks, Daryl. Anyway, basically, yeah, troll applications, I don't like them. They're shit. Just gonna say that.
No.
They're a waste of my time. They're a waste of everyone's time. Because
especially their time, because
Why would some idiot go out of their own way to make a troll app? Like, how retarded can?
Because he's a special boy. Anyway, I've had things where it's like, what is air traffic control? Air traffic cucumber. Or ATC, air traffic, whatever. So.
That is some comedy expertise right there.
I know. Anyway, back to USJF and its point. So that's the application point. So that's just clarification on that. Now, as for, does anybody have any questions if they're interested? Because we're still looking for more people, right? Does anybody have any questions as to how the Air Force or the Navy works? Because we have to clarify because we'd like a few more people. Because keep in mind, this is the hardest department I want to say to get into. Out of like 120 applications there was in FSFE. Oh god, anyway, out of 120 applications, only 30 were accepted. Right? That's a pretty low, a pretty low thing. That's pretty high standard that I'm looking for. But if you can impress me, then you're in. But does anybody have any questions as to how each of the departments work?
Navy. What's about Navy?
I told you how I should join.
What's about Navy?
Navy. Right. So for the Navy, what I'm planning, the Navy's technically still under development as there's only like 3 Navy members and like 20 Air Force members. But the Navy, how I'm planning to work it is like this. There's going to be divisions, obviously, and there's going to be sort of like, there'll be manned operatives. So there'll be It would be the air strike type of team, or the carrier-based team. So, how do I explain this without sounding really stupid? I already sounded stupid anyway. So.
You're stupid.
Thanks. So.
Okay.
Basically, you're gonna if you tell me which squadron or division you'd like to join, right? And for example, for the Navy, if you want to be, let's say you want to be an airstrike fighter, then you'd sign up for that. You don't really sign up; you just tell me, and I'll just put you into the ranks. But you'll be flying the F-18 from the carriers, right? And then you'll be doing air missions. Right. Then there's other things like as Ghost mentioned or Shaq as he mentioned. Now that there's destroyers and other carriers and ships, you'll be able to work on those, right? And defeat sharks, dolphins. I mean, I don't know. He said there was a Soviet one, so we can just beat the shit out of them, right? Hell yeah. So
Hell yeah.
basically. How it works is there'll be different squadrons, different divisions. I'll put you into that. More details are explained as a lot of them are still, in the works. For the Navy, at least, the Air Force is fully developed, thankfully. But I already have like a good blueprint for how the Navy will function with like the F-18s launching for the carrier, and then boat missions and
F-18, F-35,
submarines and whatever. Go.
Are you gonna have the NETC ESO division? Division, not subdivision.
Yeah, that's a plan. I just got to work out the kinks, seeing how I can tie that in, right? Because this isn't.
Yeah, because we have the Fort Zancudos, and there's a physical training place, so it'll be dope to recruit people specifically that way. You start off as a normal military, and then you have to do the basic training, and of course.
Right. Obviously, we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna obviously do NETC, but I just got to figure out because. It's like, technically the Air Force are restricted to go to the carrier, and it would seem kind of unfair to the Air Force if the Navy could also operate at the base constantly, and then go to the carrier. Right, and technically, it's a joint base, but the Air Force want to keep it as an Air Force base, so I still have to figure things out.
Break.
What?
You know those submarine hangar base for Meriwether?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, we could use that as
That's for carriers.
No, like the one in game with this.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'll definitely think about that.
We could see if the destroyers fit in there.
Yeah, maybe.
So basically, we'll have NETC, either the Meriwether. I don't really want to have it at Zancudo because that's kind of like Air Force's big thing. They already operate a ton of. It's very busy already. But one thing is, I'll just have like training and stuff on the carrier because why the hell not? You fall off. Oh well. So.
True. Carrier.
True.
So yeah, and we'll have training while it's moving. So make sure you have no wrecks. I'm just kidding.
That'd be dope.
But yeah, we'll just have it on the carrier. Do runs, F-18 runs, strike runs, whatever. Right. Any other questions? Oh yeah, Debbie promotions will be. Because I'm still. Literally, only Dabby is the one who's been doing operations, and like I've seen others, granted, but Dabby's just like grinding his ass off, so I appreciate. I just hit my home button. Okay. But promotions, once a bunch of people start getting back into it, because they're still in that transition, probably next. Probably next Friday.
Yeah, something regarding applications. I just went through all of you in this channel, and I see that a lot of you are not in any department yet. So I just wanna
apply for LSPD.
Apply for USJF.
No, well,
of course.
Apply for highway patrol.
ATC is now open as well. So
no, like
see, the thing is, brothers. The thing is, you don't have to apply for the church. The church holds every time I had time. I tell you what, brothers, we go to the church every day. I tell you, we last today. I pray for my spoiler. My spoiler broke, and I said, "Go, please,
Calm the
get that spoiler fixed." And guess what? Jesus fix that spoiler.
Oh hell yeah!
Amen.
Amen.
ATC now exists, so
Lies.
do that.
You don't need to know ATC, brother. You just need to pray to Jesus that you land.
No.
Pray to Jesus that there are no mid-air collisions.
Yeah.
Mad. Regarding the Navy and the AI thing, AI stuff for carriers, scripts, fight, Navy thing.
Hey, okay, so the AI. Okay, that's something that I technically don't have control of because that's Jay's script. And basically, you fly into the red zone. Some AI bitches, if my people don't get there fast enough, they'll fly in the F-18. Or they'll fly in the prototypes, and they'll fuck you over. Now,
So literally,
Pick a brain time.
bend you over.
We could get AI
No,
to fly
Hand over, bitch.
Yeah, literally
No.
bend you over.
No, here's... Blah, shut the fuck up! Anyway, now here's the issue. Technically, when we're intercepting as the Air Force, we intercept the aircraft. We give them like the rock your wings and the check in, call in 5 times, right? Now that's civil. The AI, they aren't civil. They'll just fuck you out of the sky. So I don't know. We'll have to figure stuff out with the AI, but we'll figure that out. Oh, also, I forgot to mention. So once you join the military or whatever, we're doing like sort of event missions or whatever. So, for example, my friend Dan, right? He created a Operation Black Wasp, right? Classified. Fuck you. So we'll be doing air missions, ground missions. There'll be SAM turrets, and it'll be realistic, actual warfare events. Do I know the details of it? I don't even know the details of it. I don't even know the details of the mission because I told Dan not to tell me. But I can guarantee it'll be fun. So join if you want to do that.
So word on the AI, they're spawned to immediately just kill you, pretty much. They're tasked with the GTA native to kill you, so that's how that works. Rather than trailing you.
Instead of having AI to just immediately blow you out of the sky, we should have... I can't speak, it's really annoying. We should have AI to actually go into the red zone because, of course, people do understand how rules work, so, it'd give more opportunities for operations within the USJF other than cargoes and surveillance missions.
Yeah, I can script a few things like that.
Yeah, make sure they're like MiGs or like Chinese planes because I'm gonna blow those fuckers out of the sky. Hell yeah!
Oh.
Jay needs to stop trolling.
Alright, any other questions regarding the military shit?
Negative. Besides, open the
I actually
marine.
need to go and have food in a second. So
food is for losers. Stay here.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Food is life. Basically.
Food is McDonald's for me.
Let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak.
Yeah, I have rights. Basically, agency apps are open. Good luck. Apply. Do that.
Yeah, so the apps have been open for a long time. Apply. Good luck.
Yeah. And yeah, VA thing. It'd be great if we had some VAs because it would encourage player base and active
Just a
people, and
question.
if you get an economy. So yeah. Have a great night, everyone. I guess.
Who's head of ATC?
Me.
All right.
Hashtag DMs. Hashtag read my app.
Right. One last thing. Forgot. So,
that was good.
Currently, there is
This
two
motherfucking
branches.
DM read my app.
Shut the fuck up. So,
what the fuck?
Currently, there's 2 branches within the joint forces, and down the line, I want to know how many people would like if I were to open up to the 2 other branches, such as Marines and Army, because there's been talk about that, and I'm still thinking about it, but it's definitely not. It's not gonna happen now, but it'll. If enough people want it, I'll try to implement it down the line.
It would definitely be a good later thing to have ground forces. That would be a good.
Okay, one more thing. I'm very sorry, but as I said earlier, having very many departments is really cool. But our player base has averaging 10 players, at a time, and I think with opening so many departments, I think that instead of sort of focusing on one thing and building up a community based on that, it will just start getting complicated. And with having so many players, we're gonna be stretching out that. I can't speak. You get what I'm trying to say? That if there are so many departments, so many people will be involved in so many things. It'll just spread the player base.
The difference is, though, is that we need to have you guys, right? You guys are the members. You can see we got maybe 15 to 20 people in this call right now, and this is only a small portion of people who could be playing. But what I noticed is that most people only get on for maybe a day or 2, and then don't come back for a while unless something's going on. I completely agree that you're right. I think it would spread it a little bit too thin, but at the same time, you guys also have to know that, there's only so much we can do. So you guys have to be willing to, constantly be on. And, at the same time, you're right. There's only so much you can do if nobody's on, right? So it's all about marketing, getting the server out there, seeing if we can get a more active player base. And,
Lucas.
And also know too, guys, you guys are here at the start of this. FSRP used to do all sorts of stuff before you guys probably even knew about it. We used to do tons of police work. We had police RP, all sorts of stuff. Like, you'd be on a traffic stop and see a 757 fly above you. So it was like the coolest shit back then. And with the amount of people we have now, we can definitely get it working, but we just have to actually be active on here consistently. And you guys, we appreciate you guys so much for giving your time and support, and especially donating to Jay to keep everything running and keep it going, and especially during all the hard times. So we really appreciate you guys. I just want to put that out there, but I also would say that we definitely do need to be a little bit more active on the server. And I do agree with you, Squirrel. I really do, that it will spread it a little bit too thin if we keep adding in subdivisions and all sorts of, little stem offs of, the main departments versus structuring the main departments, getting them in, and then slowly over time building everything out.
I agree 100%. Now, question related to the law. If I run a red light in GTA, and everybody can agree, red lights are fucking shit.
Yeah.
Do I get chased by the police?
Yes.
Maybe.
Not if you stop.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so treat it as a stop sign, or just stop?
No.
It's treat it as a traffic
stop until the light goes green.
That takes hours, my man.
No. You make that person go back and sit at
they actually
like
made it.
for 10 minutes.
They actually fixed it, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't happen on my end. It takes only about 2 minutes. Honestly, that's realistic if there's 4 and 3 seconds.
And
be
also
honest,
keep in mind
down here in Dubai, shit takes an hour, bro.
Pig.
I'm actually able to manipulate the light statuses so I can change the colors from red to green, but the AI won't move with that, so it's pointless
do we really
to do
need
that.
AI though? Or can we just
AI.
Well, yeah, people.
No, the AI is what. Okay, are we really gonna have 30 people on the ground? And even though we have a big ass map too, 30 people on the ground won't make it seem realistic. So
Also,
the AI make it feel realistic.
We could reduce the amount of AI. Is that possible, Jay?
No, why do we use it?
Do that.
Population of AI.
Yeah, I can manipulate the density of the population anytime.
Yeah, so pretty much you can do that, but that's better than nothing. So I mean,
and just like Shaq said or Ghost said earlier, right? He's might be able to implement that script that he already had. He sent it to Jay. He said it's in. So let's say we get that rolling, then you'll be able to start pulling over AI. You know what I mean? With that script being in there, so you could do traffic stops on AI. Let's say if there's not enough civs online, and at the same time there have to be people who are able to contribute to the FSRP. You know what I mean? So like we need to have some guys running civilian stuff, not just police department. And you go to any server, any popular server, any major server, it's always police. But anybody who runs civ stuff is always just randoms who fail RP all the time. So I'd say definitely we need to start doing some civ RP alongside that. By all means, continue your flight sim RP as well, or your flight sim stuff. But I'm sure
just extend it. Extend your flight sim RP, like roleplay waking up and then driving to the airport, getting dressed into your pilot uniform, and then landing, and then getting in a hotel, driving to your hotel, and shit like that. Just extend.
Oh yeah, I wanted to. I'm sorry. I wanted to talk about that too. So I saw the reserved properties thing. Will we be able to? Well, okay, first off, will there be an economy? For example, will we be able to have our own personal funds in game?
That's a thing that'll be worked on because it was a thing in the past, but a bug with it's saying identification error for whatever reason that I'm not able to figure out. That's why it was removed.
Well, the thing is, I like the concept of economy, but it's not allowed to be a grind like GTA Online, because then it's just going to become GTA Online.
Oh, right.
That's meant to be a mix between the menu and the economy stuff. So
good, yeah,
that would be perfect. Because basically, of course, gaining the money would take a long time. Not only that, but people want to enjoy doing the job. So doing the job and being able to, for example, spawn reasonable cars and unlock the cars. For example, I played for 12 hours entirely. That would be my trust score, like something like that. You unlock a new car for the amount of time you play, and you can spawn it in.
Hello. I've got a little thing. Just let me know if my microphone's shit, by the way, because I'm on my phone.
It's not.
Okay. So maybe adding a leveling system or a money system where it's purely based on what you do in game, and then when you unlock stuff, you'll unlock maybe different planes or different cars that the rest of the server can't use. So let's say you've got to earn 20k to unlock the Zentorno. You save up until you've got 20k, and then you'll have that, and no one's going to be able to spawn it in unless they've saved up the 20k to buy it. Or maybe a plane such as, not a donor plane, but maybe a plane that shouldn't be open to everyone, that should take a bit of grinding so you can't just immediately fly. Maybe an A380 or something like that.
Like leveling up, starting off in a A320 or something like that, and then ranking up, and then at the end of your career you can fly, I don't know what,
you can fly whatever the hell it goes from 727 or something all the way up to A380. And maybe even if it gets to let me just finish real quick. If it gets to the point, maybe you could start adding in special customized heads that are only for people who have reached a certain level or a certain amount of things done in game as rewards, and then you can have Dabby and those flexing their insane ones. Yeah, get Dabby to get there to be a monkey one or something. Oh shit, my boss! See, I've got to run.
Run if I can.
This is the best thing that happened.
You're gonna miss me, fucking boss.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so eventually there's going to be a lot of that stuff being implemented. Basically, a lot of categories are going to be restricted. So you can spawn basic vehicles, but then once I find a different system that actually works to aid roleplay, because the other one was meant more to aid roleplay by allowing you to have a lot of different items that you could carry without having to /me it in the chat and all that. So I'm looking for another type of framework that I can tie into the one that I'm building, and I'll pretty much have in the menu a limited list of things that you can get from it, and everything else would have to be done through that framework. So you have pretty much the options still. You're open to a bunch of different options, but well, as far as the framework goes, you're open to all the options that you would be with the menu, while the menu allows certain, like, kind of less, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
It still does allow you to do things.
Right. 3 things, and then I'll shut up for a long time. So, 1. One, will properties be making a return, and how exactly will that work? As in, will we be able to buy our own property, and will we be able to actually enter the property? Because I don't know how that works in single player, whatever.
There's two.
You'd have to make a
There's two
later.
things.
That's
There's basically the framework that would handle that if I got that, or there's the channel that pretty much was there to allow people to, like, technically own a property, and we would put that in the list basically. So it'll either be that or it'll be the framework that handles it. And I may also do something with the airports, with the hangars and stuff, to allow you to own some of those as well.
But then how would that work when there's multiple people?
ESX is a piece of shit.
Well, you can reserve it pretty much. It won't technically be owning, so it'll be like reserve. So when you're online, you basically own a portion of that hangar or something along those lines.
Fair enough.
Okay.
The map is limited.
Right. Another thing, I want to address. Okay, I know this is probably not going to happen, but will the Diamond Casino update? Do you know if that's coming to 5M, or 5M has started working on it, or if that's coming to the server?
As far as that goes, it might come soon. I'm not entirely sure if updating the game makes it show up, but I haven't updated my game, so it's still an old casino on the outside. Not sure what.
Yeah, update's automatic. It's not in game yet.
No, you can make it toggleable.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing is, people like me who don't play the regular game haven't updated it, and I don't have Steam, so it doesn't update until I actually go to launch the game, so I haven't had it updated.
Oh, I've got GTA
it would
update
probably
on
not work.
Okay. And okay, 1.5 more things. One, just a proposal for when the economy does return. Stocks. Let's invest in stocks. Okay. 2, or the other half. Yeah. Number 2.5 or whatever. Make me PR manager. Vote me for PR manager. Don't worry. I'll do it.
I'd like to suggest we mute Kronk.
I would agree with that.
I'm gonna mute him.
But going off of that,
I'm gonna mute him for about a month.
We do need to find a way.
Sounds good.
Okay, we do need to find a way to promote the server like further without getting in trouble.
Yep. And that's why I'm PR manager. Yay, self-sustained PR manager. Anyway,
I'm gonna be taken to my Instagram that's got like 3,000 members and not Twitter and all that, and I'm just gonna try and get as many people as possible.
Can I add
I think
something?
you have a racetrack in the background there.
But
it's South London, bro. Look at all the cars there, bro.
I missed the bus. I missed the fucking bus because of you. Lot.
Good.
Oh, shut up, bro.
I would say that.
What?
Hello?
Hey.
And on
I
that
can hear you,
note,
bro.
on to the next topic.
We didn't hear you, Jack. You cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there, we can hear you.
Yeah.
So I was gonna mention a really old topic about whitelisting and all that. So in the OG FSRP days, pretty much one of the things we were working to eventually achieve is having a split type of server where there's 2 servers. One server is whitelisted, the other one is public with no type of chat or anything like that. So you'd basically be able to see everything we have and see what we have to offer. And then the whitelist server would be under stricter rules pretty much. So on the whitelist server, for example, you'd have to be certified by FAA to fly specific airplanes and things like that.
I don't think we should divide the FSFA tried that, and I don't think it went too well for them.
Well, on FSFE they kind of had to because
that's true.
It was getting to the point where
with Lucas and stuff.
Fair, but then looking at the limited amount of player base we have, is that really the best idea?
Can I suggest?
Well, I didn't say it would be now, but eventually.
It's definitely a long-term idea.
I'd say maybe once we get
eventually.
about 20, 30 people on a day, like 20, 30 people on at the same time on average a day, then we can start going into whitelisting and stuff like that. But personally, I'd say leave that topic for now until we've got the right player base and just discuss it again.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up for the time being so everyone knows it's a thing on the table. So eventually,
that's fair.
Eventually, once we have a high enough player base where we do need 2 servers and all that, then pretty much we're kind of self-sufficient at that point, not really needing any other people. So that's where, at that point is where that would come into play to allow new people to still be able to openly and freely fly planes while we have a second one where we have things a bit or a lot more realistic where you have to be certified and all that. It could also serve as a place where, like, a better place to learn, since that's what we're also about, teaching new things.
Very nice.
I
like this. Don't worry. This is just shitpost. Not really. Vote me for San Andreas president. Don't worry, I'll make it great again. Okay, vote Kronk. All right.
I move the Senate for a permaban of.
I agree. I'm a joking Kronk. Jay, check your DMs.
To be honest, that would be Secret Service job to elect presidents, as Secret Service pretty much deal with all presidential stuff. So, I mean,
no, it is the people. This is a democracy, and I tell you, it's not because I'm a dictatorship.
Calm down,
so, yeah.
Tron.
Motherfucker,
can I add something now?
Sure.
No.
So, I thought of certified civilian addition to what do you call it, to the server, of course, because it'll be a nice
leaving and joining. Please stop.
Let's not say department, but like a nice, what can I say it's called, a nice community. It's like a wireless civilians, people who RP as civilians and properly RP, like just people, some people join and just spawn aircraft. They don't even call into ATC and just, of course, crash and flip their fucking A380s, 737s, whatever. And some people actually, someone's taking off a taxiway right now.
Well, fucking
Can I say something? And this is just bothering me from FSFE, and I love FSFE because I can't even deal with it anymore. But this is the thing: you guys you see, dude, every day when if you get on either FSRP or FSFE, there's somebody doing something wrong. There's people in there who would love to do it. Like, there's just people in there, even though they try, even though they.
Jay.
Because the world is stupid. So yeah.
It should just be able that there should be people that are on the hand, are just regular people who on the other hand are able, if the ATC says, "Can you please shoot them down?" They can get in the jet and get somebody down, and they won't trouble.
That's called a moderator.
Yeah, the point is we have staff, and the point is that ATCs also can operate in VTOLs for that specific purpose.
What? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we already kind of have measures in place to, deal with that sort of stuff.
And if it is repetitive, we have a channel dedicated to that
Question
too.
could be asked what if there's
Before I allowed the Air Force to go fuck up anybody who's doing shit at airports, but now I kind of just took that out of place because, to be honest, when do you ever see a fucking F-22 diving down and shooting down a plane, right? So that's out of the question for them. So it's basically only up to staff and ATC.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
But why
ATC shouldn't be shooting aircraft either. There should be proper procedures for ground to handle on the ground.
If I go,
but who would take care of them?
Let's say this.
Manage them in the sky if they manage to take off.
Let's say this. I, on the other hand, was in the A380 and I was a troller. I went on the taxiway, did everything. I went on the taxiway and I said, "Yep, bye bye," and I just took off full throttle down taxiway. This is a problem that happened in FSFE. There was ATC on the other. You would have died.
You would get blown the fuck up.
You would.
No, I'm not kidding. Back then, there'd be fucking 10 planes on you, plus me on the ground with fucking sped gun. So
you would have been dead.
Well, there's two things.
There's
two things from FSFE. If I didn't introduce that whole blow up the offending plane thing over there, you would have pretty much gotten banned for hours, if not days. So, that was my solution there.
This is another thing. Like, we on what you guys just said, and don't take this in any way, who on the other hand just suggested this. You guys just basically said, if I said this and ATC can't blow up a plane, the ATC shouldn't be able to blow up a plane. In my opinion, I think they should be, because if there's no security and there's no moderators near or at the airport, which is highly unlikely, but if so, ATC can't blow them up, and that would actually it would kind of be like, really, because then they're just free. There's nothing wrong with it. They're just
essentially.
Well, the thing is, why would you have explosives in the airport? That's the reasoning behind that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if
now, to be fair, if we, I swear this is like a fucking Congress meeting, but I'm gonna say
Congress.
All right, I'm
gonna say this. For that, it'll be permissions. So, for example, you know how staff have had the permission beforehand to allow a rando to be ATC under supervision.
Yeah, that's what
for example. So
cough.
Let me explain. Yeah. Let me explain.
Yes.
So if there is no staff, if there is no security, if there's no FBI, if there is no, anybody, if there's nobody else who can handle the situation in an RP manner, then yes, the ATC should be able to kick or shoot the fuck out of the, bogey.
I think maybe make a list. Go through it. Listen, yeah. Go through it like a list. If there's first of all, you go to staff. If there's no staff on, you go to security. If there's no security on, you go to USAF. If there's no USAF, you go to FBI, then police, and then after that, ATC does whatever the fuck they want. But if it's only like 3 people in line and no other roles except ATC, then you just blow them to hell.
That's highly
there's an A380 trying to take off on, let's say, taxiway Delta, right? The time it takes to first contact USJF, let's say they respond, it's going to take them at least 3 minutes, at the very least 3 minutes, to come from Zancudo in an F-16 or F-15 to get to LSIA. Okay, and then if you contact the police or the FBI, that's going to take at least another 10, 20 seconds.
Okay, well, how about this?
Okay.
Take off.
Remember this.
Yes. But I'm going to say this. I swear, my guys don't even land as, they just stay in the air, just watching shit. So it'll probably take.
Yeah, I can confirm that. We just fly around, zooming about, looking for anyone who we can shoot the hell down.
Literally, that's what we do. And if we're not doing that, we're just killing the shit out of each other. We're just dogfighting each other.
I can confirm that.
Hold on. Be quiet.
No.
Okay.
Damn.
No.
Be quiet.
Jesus Christ.
Please. Let me say. Okay, so the thing is, if you're in somebody just said it takes them like a US JF to get from Zancudo there. First off, remember that there's a, if I'm not mistaken, it's in our server. There's a what is it? Air.
Yeah, the aircraft carrier is just as far away.
Yeah.
Aircraft carrier right at.
And furthermore, that's Navy.
Okay. Yeah, the aircraft carrier, for the deal with that is that, granted, it is just as far away. Now, there is a catapult script, so I guess it makes you take off faster or whatever, and it doesn't take you as long to get to your jet. One, two. By the time they get to the site, right? It's all about who is closer, right? Navy will take care of the people on whatever. Oh yeah. Also, wait. We have movable aircraft carriers now, so I'll just plant one right on top of LSA, and we'll
This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. I wish that, on the other hand, like if I, on the other hand, was in a server, which if I was in a server, somebody was messing up, and I got called. Well, I'm not even in a USG because even though I've applied, but I don't know if I've been accepted. Anyway, that was if I was in there.
I've got a solution. The shield helicarrier.
Oh, wow.
No heli character.
What is
heli character?
Yeah.
Heli character? What's
heli character?
Who said heli character?
What the fuck is a heli character?
This isn't the Avengers. We won't have a helicarrier. So.
God!
I'm not saying it's Avengers. I'm saying it's X-Men.
No.
Yeah, so helicarriers, I've looked at in the past. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
It was thought about in the past to have something like extremely far to land on, other than just a carrier, but it's not happening.
Anybody know?
Unless it's realistic.
Who's the what?
The department head of USJF.
That'll be me, big boy.
Alrighty. I don't know if you looked at my application. I had yeah.
Yeah, this is the moment to do that. This is the moment.
I'm just kidding.
I checked applications already. I just have to put them all into the application accepting thing. Also, I'm lazy. I don't like doing that. I just.
Okay. Well, anyways, what my thing was, I this is a suggestion. I think we should add. We should add if in what is it called? There's like a server out there that if there's like, I don't know, like somehow we make a mod or a script that if you go over and you're not cleared by ATC, like ATC has a menu and
that won't work because ATC uses voice chat.
You tell me ATC can't go to the server.
ATC uses voice chat. It can't just.
Well, one of the things from was like Lithium ATC, where I had a bunch of suggestions for stuff that could be added. Of course, my suggestions were not taken into account for that, so.
Yeah, I don't want it to be that people are like if like I roleplay and I love to fly. Like I love to fly. That's just my thing. When I roleplay and there's people fucking up, like on the other hand, I'm sorry for my language, but there's people just fucking up. It's annoying because on the other hand, that takes away my experience and my roleplay. So when you guys suggest saying, "Oh, how about we just make it so ATC can't do this or ATC can't do that," like this is the thing. That's why I fight back on these things. And then on the other hand, if you on the other hand go like that's what I'm saying. Like maybe if we create like a script or a mod or something, that if the person goes over some sort of airspace or something and they're not cleared to do it, their plane immediately gets blown up.
Oh, okay.
The airspace thing is called
No. Okay. Yeah. So the airspace issue is part of USGF's job. Now, what used to happen is, we used to have, and I actually like that idea better, where I'd roleplay it as a SAM turret. Fly in, you get shot by the SAM, right? Anyway, but you can fly into the edge, and then I'll just dispatch one of my bitches. Yeah, I call them bitches. You're gonna be called a bitch if you join. Anyway.
Alright, hold up. I just want to say, I gotta go, everybody. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the meeting.
Hey, you in my server? I just realized that.
Break.
Just
Quick
a quick
announcement.
question.
Quick
What does
announcement.
FBI do?
Break. Give me a quick announcement. I'm selling fat 1.3s for a 10, so hit my line if you need some.
Shut up!
What the hell is a fat 1.3?
You don't want to know.
It's a British thing.
You know what? That's yep. I don't want to know. Thank you.
Called roadman things.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
Okay, but
You
being
guys have a
serious,
nice
just
day.
do it. Just see ya.
All right, see you.
See you, man.
Just to
He's
make
a roadman,
this,
bro.
just to make this one topic clear and finalized. In all seriousness, you fly into the airspace, you will be attacked. Okay, bottom line.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Wait, no. Okay, there's that. Now, as for the ATC
Let my
permission,
boss speak.
okay. As for the ATC permission to be shooting shit, I honestly think we should just go with the idea that we had, where it's up to the people who actually have the responsibility to do that. And if there's nobody else online, then ATC can do it. Because then again, when do you see in real life? When do you see an ATC pull out a fucking sniper at his ass, shoot through the window, and kill the plane? Right? So.
But then again, when do you see an ATC and a helicopter flying over there?
Well, remember.
When you see some planes
I mean,
go up.
if you think that ATC blowing up people that are doing the wrong thing is ruining your roleplay, I'm pretty sure an A380 taking off on Delta would ruin it.
Exactly.
No, it just
like there's a difference between blowing up someone who's breaking the rules and taking off in an A380 on a taxiway.
Right.
Yeah.
So
half the stuff
you
in the
leave
server
the
doesn't
people
take
who are
place in real life.
You have the people. Oh, true. Now you have the people who are being granted the responsibility to take care of the people who are getting failed. Repeat, right? So you can't just rely on your ATC to pull a sniper at his ass and kill the guy. And granted, the helicopter thing that's an issue because of the way GTA decided to put their tower. It's just hard to see everything, right?
You wouldn't even be able
I'll
to
see
see.
if there's some type of alternative to that as well. And a thing on the whole moderating thing. So in the past, member L3 has been able to kick and kill people if a trusted member isn't online. So that's a thing where if you get up to member L3 and there's no one to take care of whoever's breaking the rule, whether because a trusted person is role-playing or something else, then you, as a member L3, have the permission to kick or kill the person with the menu to stop them from breaking the rules, if that's what it comes down to.
I think that was.
I mean, okay. Essentially, what everyone's saying is that we need a chain of command. Like that's what all of the things that
If we have a chain of command.
A chain of command for like how to deal with situations. So we should have to clear or define what that is.
Okay, yeah, that
yeah, we need one for in-game, pretty much.
And if you vote me as president, I'll be an extra part of the chain.
I'm not gonna vote you. Actually, wait. I'm gonna vote you for president. I'm gonna tell all my fans.
Hell yeah.
Vote you, yeah.
Anyway.
I got a question about Navy.
Yeah, go.
So, what will Navy do if they're like over in the waters? Like if someone
over in the.
I don't know. Okay.
Okay. Let him talk.
So, will Navy do anything if like a plane that hasn't responded to ATC if they're like over near them? Will Navy do anything?
If nobody else is active and if they're probably like the closest to them, then most likely yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. How much trouble will we get for landing at
It concerns me that you're asking how much trouble you'll get.
But let him speak. Let him speak.
How much trouble would I get in if I land a plane at you? If I land a plane, a jet, and I'm a USJF plane,
a lot.
And at LSI.
Well, if AI doesn't kill you, I'll let Croc answer that. If AI doesn't kill you.
Yeah. I think what he's asking is if he lands. Okay, you're allowed to fly any fighter jet in game. You don't have to be part of USJF. You can still land it at LSIA too.
I know.
What you can't do is enter our airspace because we'll blow you up.
Yeah.
So and if you guys do it.
you guys didn't blow me up once. You just, on the other hand, gave me the cops, and then I just
okay because we like okay. If we don't blow you up, that's because we're lazy and we'd rather be dogfighting and killing each other. So.
Okay, well that makes sense. I'm just kidding. I want to join your department. I will.
He spits facts and only facts.
I will pay you
Just a quick question. What does FBI do?
Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah, that's what they
I understand, right? I mean, what does it do?
Thank you.
Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I understand what they do now. You're right. Federal Bureau of Investigation, guys.
Okay.
Federal Bureau of Investigation. Yeah, I got
Oh
you.
wow, I never knew that they did.
They would pretty much just be the investigators for anything that happens, pretty much, for the time being.
In the bureau.
Get it? Because that's what it's called, investigation.
Okay.
I'm eating pizza.
Nice. All right then.
Get it, because look at me in text chat.
How was it the department head?
Oh, wow.
Alright, can we just get like a quick summary of what's been said so far?
Basically,
Okay.
No.
don't fly into the restricted airspace. Navy's gonna be a good thing. The Air Force has already been developed. There's gonna be a chain of command. Jay's doing a bunch of cool stuff with his scripts, and
ATC
oh yeah, we have.
exist.
And I think the IFM will be starting.
That's something I'm looking forward to.
I'm going to be praying to President Kron.
Oh yeah, I'm also gonna be president.
You have to do an Obama impression if you want to be president.
So, by the people of the United States, I don't want to say. Hail Jesus!
Pray to the Jesus.
Essentially. Okay.
Yeah, what's happening with VAs? That's my question.
Well,
why do we even need president though?
Good president. Vote president.
Well, I think
we need a president.
The whole
because I am me, and me is good.
Shut up.
I think the whole system of VAs has to be like figured out, but I feel like what can happen now right now is VA transfers, but you only know there's only like one VA that does transfer. So yeah.
Essentially, what it was is that by logging flights, you get money. With money, you purchase aircraft, and you can just get pilots and do flying, and it encourages roleplay because you get.
Yeah, it's actually the question is, do we just have a free system where you can fly whatever planes you want? There's no money, just do what you want, or do we have like the same system?
No, because you didn't have to. Sharp. You didn't have to be part of any VA. You didn't have to be restricted in what aircraft you fly in. If you just wanted the extra roleplay experience, if you just wanted to be a part of, let's say, a virtual airline such as Swiss or US, then you could join if you wanted to. And with that, you could help the company itself and get more aircraft. And it was just fun because it had its own little community and like economy system within itself. It wasn't like compulsory, and it didn't limit anyone else. It just added to the roleplay for roleplayers that wanted to have an extra experience, I guess.
Yeah, but at the same time, if we want to, on the other hand, actually go with an idea of us having to buy an airplane, first off, there would be no planes in the air, and
because that's not what I'm saying. Nothing changes if VAs are implemented. Everything will stay the same. Essentially, so what the system was, as far as I believe, was that you started off with like a small loan of $200 billion or something like that, and the owner of the VA,
small loan of $500 million.
and the owner of the VA, right, would buy an aircraft or like 2 aircraft. And with that, they'll have deliveries. And so they'll say, just like for ATC or USJL for ground crew, they'd put out an application saying, hey, if you want to join, let's say Swiss, then fill out this application. Provided they get accepted, they can now fly that aircraft and actually get paid for it and get money. all of the money that they do get will go towards the virtual airline and the virtual airline only. It will not involve them. And with that, the virtual airline can buy more money in which they can get liveries, and it'll be more fun for the virtual airline itself. It will not restrict any of the players. It won't restrict anything that they can do. It simply is just another thing that is completely optional.
Well, that's if we actually go through that, then how about we can think about it. I'm not saying that it's not bad. I actually I do what you're saying. I actually do like, but yeah, I like it. But yeah, it's just
okay. But like the point I'm saying is that if you want to like join a VA, then you used to just be able to join it and have fun and start flying with other people, and it restricted no one else. It had like basically not many downsides really. It just added to the fun and experience and given more things to do within the sort of flight.
Okay, I have a question for this is going to be off topic on immediately. I went into application results. There's somebody named Bosco and this says your application has been denied due to trolling. The next thing that the person says is your at Bosco, your application to Los Angeles the police department has been accepted. I'm confused.
Because you can apply more than once.
True.
It was literally he said it yesterday. He typed it once yesterday.
Yeah.
Alright, applications are too off topic. Move on.
Okay. Well,
anyway, so yeah, VAs can like anyone have any form of answer on
that? It's in the works.
Okay.
What about like a way to advertise the server? Because whenever I log on, I just see like 8 people online, so it's like kind of dead.
Yeah.
We're still thinking of something.
And
one of our
promoting
one of our
himself to be
primary
the president.
one of our primary like
Well,
things that we can do to get a hell of a lot of players is that Lucas from FSRP, a YouTuber with like 300,000 subscribers, and I know for a fact that whenever he made a video on the roleplay server, once we went from about 30 players on average to about 90. And due to that, of course, most of them were stupid and were breaking the rules. We had to limit the server size. Yeah, exactly. It gained a lot of people, and I, for one, came from that. And sure, some of them were
You're one of the
very
stupid
big
ones.
brain. No, I was. Well, I mean, that's up to you to decide. But
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with.
Even the people that weren't the biggest brains, they did sort of develop through the community, and they did start like actually enjoying it, and it gave them the opportunity to actually learn more.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, sure, we won't get the most like
Yeah, but
best
at
players,
the same
but we'll
time,
definitely
within
get
my
the right
first day. No, I've gone from basically being banned on my first day, which is a long story which none of you know about, which includes me.
How do you get banned on the first day? Can anybody tell me?
Right. But basically, I didn't know what it was, so I just blew a load of planes up and then left the Discord and rejoined. But that was like 4 months ago now, so ignore that. But I've gone from not knowing what the fuck. I've gone from not knowing a single thing about fucking planes to being like active on the server all the time and being like what head of SWAT.
Yeah, I mean,
it's great, and that's thanks to Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, point is, like, there are some trollers that it will bring, yes, but there are also a hell of a lot of people.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a hell of a lot of people that will actually benefit the server. And
Yeah,
some really
like
nice
if we
opportunities
actually
that we'll get
if we actually find somebody like in a server with like 200,000, 300,000.
Oh my god,
like,
whoever's joining and leaving, just commit them.
Oh my god, maybe even 20,000 people subscribers on their YouTube, we're gonna get members. If we partner with that server immediately, there's gonna be a big change. Dude, literally, also, you're
just saying, guys, the reason that Lucas isn't just coming on straight away is I don't remember if it was Jay or someone else who said about it earlier, but we're basically waiting for there to be an alright amount of players so that we can actually have a good session so that people think, oh, it's a server with like a couple decent players and it would actually be pretty fun instead of, oh, there's like 5 people on and they're all not because
It's
of Lucas.
because Toby's sucking Lucas's dick.
Yeah, effectively.
Well, the thing is, we can't just say
take the dildo.
This is the thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty much waiting for all of the pretty much getting everything set up.
Wait, oh my god, Jay just spoke. This is the first.
Like essentially.
Yeah, Jay speaks.
He's been speaking, you forehead.
Yeah, really.
Large forehead individual. But
Sorry, dummy.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah.
You have a
yeah,
cut
no.
between your head.
I mean, let's just try and not turn out like FSF. I mean, I got permabanned from the Discord for.
I think I got.
We're not that
I was
toxic, though.
never in Discord once, and I got banned.
I mean, Joe Eagle tagged me. I said, "Hi, what's up? What do you need?" And you just said, "You're done," and just banned me.
I got banned for saying Toby's a prick on this server.
That's the same thing for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I got locked out for flying around in my Cessna, claiming it had an afterburn. and claiming I have Jews everywhere.
Yeah, we're kind of straying off topic here.
Right, back on topic. Back meeting. Actual important topic.
Back on topic. Never gonna stop it. Never wanna do it, but I never had an option.
Can I say something real quick?
How's everybody's day?
Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Who said they wanted to say so? Who said they wanted to say something real quick?
Yeah, it's me.
Go there.
Say something. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. You go ahead first, Will.
All right. Thank you. So basically, I don't think that we should rely too much on Lucas. I mean, we have a lot of social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. I know Facebook is basically dead, but I mean, Instagram is still a thing. So put in a lot of hashtags regarding to aviation and gaming. You'll get more audience to it, and possibly I think I've already experimented with this, and if I put like a lot of hashtags that's actually related to the server or community, usually around 2 out of 10 people who actually saw the post is either going to like it, subscribe to it, or follow it, if you want to call it, or join the server. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't think that we need to really really rely on Lucas to promote the server.
That's actually a great.
That's okay. That's a good point.
I think with our donations too, is that we can actually start getting some advertisement, like proper
Who has Windows 8?
Okay, that's
right. Yeah, with the donations we have, we can get proper advertisement, which I can do.
Yeah, before.
Get it out! Get it out! Get it out!
Oh my god!
Okay, where the fuck did that? You can just leave.
Okay.
It wasn't me.
Can I go
This
back?
is why we can't have that.
It was it.
When I was.
No, it wasn't. Who said that?
Anyway.
Hey.
With the donations we have, we could actually get some proper advertisement, and as well as reaching out to bigger amounts of YouTubers. What's it called? I personally could also help out because I say graphic design. I can create a few advertisements that I can send out publicly throughout the wonderful thing that is the internet. What else?
I'm also gonna need people to not override the channel permissions.
Yeah, go.
Hey, so I'm good to speak. Okay, I'll take that as a yes. I just wanted to bring up the fact that, just like a reality check again, that this meeting has gone off topic a lot, and I mean, like, there are a lot of good points, and the most recent stuff with the advertising and whatnot, I agree with, of course, but earlier in the meeting, it was just absolute. I think we accomplished some things, but it's sort of gone from a democracy to sort of a republic, and I feel like it's also very much of a, like, there's been complete chaos. Like, we're talking about being off topic, and then we go like, not a republic, okay. Well, I feel like we were like, oh, it's off topic to speak about this, but then, oh, let's have presidency, and instead of working on things that we need to get done now, we're talking about implementing casinos, different, even more types of like, I don't know, departments, and we're talking about all this stuff that is possible in the future. But right now, we are literally on our first limbs, and we are very close to collapsing if we make the wrong decisions. And the fact is that this meeting, we're talking about things that we should do in the future, and the things that we need to do. We should be talking about things we should do now because we need to get ourselves set up. And I apologize for breaking into a meeting like this and whatnot, but I just feel like we need to make sure we stay on track from now on. And we've also been repeating a lot of things, so if we it's been like 2 hours here, me hearing like the same thing over and over. So we should, even if we don't come out into a concrete decision, everything, at least we had this discussion. And I think the good thing to do now is make sure we go one last time, go over everything, make sure we all are on the same page in like short little spurts for every little thing. And then this meeting, I feel like we don't have anything new to add, and we're just going off topic continuously. You guys can make of what I said any way you want to, but that's just what I wanted to say.
Can I ask, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to talk about? Like, there's something you want to talk about. Is there like thing that you want to talk about? Where, okay, I'm gonna make sure this is clear. I'm just a guess, but I'm gonna make sure this is clear. Everybody in here is able to say something and say their own opinion. Have opinions about something and just say it, like a suggestion or something.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't mean to interrupt, but I I'm not saying everyone shouldn't have their opinion and whatnot. I'm just saying at this point we've been everyone's been and we've been saying the same things over and over, and I feel like if we should sort of streamline this because it's also been going off topic. Every little thing is 5 minutes, and it breaks off into something else.
I'm back, bitches.
I'm not welcome back, but I'm not saying that everyone shouldn't have an opinion and that we should like end it immediately now. I'm just saying that we need to like sort of focus more on these points and getting everyone to say what they want instead of just constantly talking over each other, constantly breaking off in random tangents. And I just feel like I would personally, I would like it to be, I enjoy the memes and the jokes and everything, but at the point where literally a bot comes in and starts playing music, blasting music, and people
That's
are
called trolls. There's trolls still.
I'm not saying like troll, like I know it's a troll and stuff, but like to the point where it's like even like someone that's known in the community is like think it's acceptable to just break into a thing like this. I feel like it's sort of, I don't know, unnecessary, and we have people literally ear raping when they're yelling things to like joke around and stuff. I just feel like we
What
need
did
to
I
get
make?
more order, and that's all. And I don't mean to like undo like a democracy or whatever. I think everyone should have their own opinion, but I think we should also streamline our focus a little bit more. Thank you.
I'm gonna apologise for that because I thought there was about fucking 10 people in the voice chat because I've only heard about 10 people speak. And I've just realised there's about 30 people, so that's not gonna happen again. Sorry about that.
Alrighty, well, can we anybody? So here goes the topic.
Wait, should I go through the topics that we had?
Yeah, just go through the topics and review on everything.
Okay, first, does anyone have anything to say right now that's really important? If not, I'm just gonna.
Nope.
Okay, perfect. We had the topic of departments. We had fire, concerning everyone should write me who wants to be fire captain. Police, we're focusing on LSP, Los Santos PD, and highway patrol a bit. We've got USJF in works with Navy upcoming and in testing right now. We have the USJF active and looking for members. We've got Jay working on important matters concerning the server and new qualities and stuff, which is amazing. Props to him. We have different departments that are in thought of, but we still need to wait on how to really incorporate them. Then we need to check how to promote the server and be in contact with Lucas. We've got Kronk wanting to be president, which is very important.
That was a joke. Forget about it.
I think it's being Kronk president. If you
Kronk for president, everyone.
I vote Kronk for dictator.
I'll
I think
vote
it's
Kronk
good
for
to
death
have-
sentence. I'll vote Kronk for electric.
Off topic.
Yeah, we're getting off topic again.
I think it's good to have departments to like separate
Yeah, guys, we were
important
trying to wrap
things.
this up.
But at the same time, I think we should not.
Stop talking about this, okay? Let him finish what he wanted to talk about, okay?
Does anyone have anything else?
Call me, please.
Just comment.
Yeah, right. Wait, give me a sec. We've got ATC and ground crew being worked on and having heads now, so that will be continuing soon. We're trying to incorporate how to combine RP and flight sim together. We're thinking about having a income system with houses and stuff like that, but that's a future matter. If anyone has any other stuff, just write it in text chat, and then I'm just gonna read it.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to say, okay, to those who are saying that we should focus on the aviation portion, you have to realize that this isn't a solo aviation server. The whole point of the server, sure, it's one of the bigger main aspects, but the FBI doesn't only do crash investigations for planes. They do it for, World RP. This is the flight simulator.
Right, but the reason people are coming here is because of the fact that we're a flight simulator, flight roleplay thing. I think we should focus on what we're good at and what we've been doing regarding aviation, and then generalize to other forms, like we can have FBI and whatever. But honestly, when you have a server named Flight Simulator Roleplay with all this fucking the logo and stuff, people are coming here for a specific reason. They're not coming here for general RP.
Right,
Yeah,
I agree to the point where they're coming for the flight simulator, but once they figure out that we also have an World RP sense, they could also be interested in joining that. Just
which is why
many of you have already been part of the fire department, FBI, and all that stuff, right? So sure, we're focusing on the aviation part, right? And then once we get that settled, we can start branching out and engaging more with the World RP part, because that's the big part. That's also a big part of the server. Because otherwise, why don't we just be FSFE again? Because to be honest, if we're not going to have all the whatever it's called, all the World RP, the cool stuff, then we might as well just stay as a flight simulator and be boring.
Can I just say something? You were talking about like all the departments and stuff, but the player limit's only like 64 and stuff. And if you are focusing on aviation, I don't know how the player limit's gonna work with all of that.
The difference is, guys, is before you guys even knew what FSRP was, we were World RP. We weren't just flight simulator stuff. So we had tons of guys who would come in here, and just so you know, we used to be more populated than FSFE at the time, and we had less members in our community too. That being said, we all know that Lucas is the main factor that brought them all, their success. So that being said, you guys don't actually realize that back in the day when we had our server filled up with 25 people on average and full servers, you know what I mean? We were doing police stuff. We were doing all sorts of stuff. Guys would be flying in their aircrafts and doing all sorts of different things alongside the other RP that we did. So I completely agree where you guys are saying, like, we have a flight simulator server as well as a roleplay server, but most people are coming in to do flight stuff. But here's where you're wrong. Is on average, we used to get people who knew nothing about aviation, who would just come in here to do, just some basic flying. And they would ask all the time, is this just for flight sims, blah, blah, blah. Is this going to be any RP stuff? So we started adding in all sorts of RP. We came up with the idea of World RP. So, you guys can do all the simulator stuff. You guys can keep your simulator, you can keep the simulator aspect going. But at the same time, why not expand slowly into another aspect, which can involve other people who don't necessarily like flight stuff.
I understand that. I just feel like the player limit would be a little too low.
Right now, we don't really need to worry about the player. We only have, and this is just my opinion, I don't even know how, I think if I'm not mistaken, there's only 9 people. Like last night, I got on a server, there was 9 people on. There was 9 people on. And it stayed as 9 people.
Yeah,
no one else left.
But that's the difference, though, is that y'all need to be the ones who are putting in that effort too to constantly be on the server and check it.
Remember, we are the people who is. But then get the other thing. We have. Give me a second. Hold on. Just wait a minute. Don't say anything.
I'm just gonna say something.
Okay, so we have 924 people that is in this server, including bots and everything else. 924 people. That means that we, on the other hand, we have a lot of people who can roleplay, but they choose not to. They choose to be in here. They choose to be inactive. And we can't really do anything with that because we can't keep on track with that. So with us, on the other hand, trying to do we have so many people in here, but how is it that 9 people show up to one thing? Like 9 people just come on.
Yeah, the difference is that we have different people in different time zones. So you're not just talking about the East Coast or the West Coast of the U.S. You're talking about the UK. You're talking about Iceland. You're talking about Norway, Sweden, all places like that.
Another issue is we don't want exactly a bored player base either. We want to have a player base that's actually enjoying the game, because if you're bored, I mean, let's be honest, if a player's bored of obeying the rules all the time, if they're just bored of the game, they're gonna go and do something bad. They're gonna go and break the rules. We want a player base that enjoys playing the game, etc. So I think, again, as we've said in the past, we should focus on advertising and getting a player base that does like to play and that we can build and have fun with.
So what if? Oh, wait, one sec. So what if we? And obviously, I'm not gonna tell you lot what to do. This is